fine. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. We don't need to worry about it. Hi, everyone. No, it's just I saw a setting that was wrong, like as soon as I was about to go live, and you don't want the weird ghosting frames on the gameplay. Oh man, it's been a time. I'm still a little out of sorts today. I woke up pretty early, and it's not like I didn't go to bed early, and I'm still kind of out of sorts all day. Like, today's been a wash for getting anything done. Still eating stuff, Maybe it was because I was getting lost after dark on the transit system in the rain. That might have something to do with it. Potential. But we may never know. And I was having a week before that too, even. So, last week, to briefly explain what happened, it's a moment of I'm not as smart as I think I am, because I was trying to think ahead and be clever. It's like, okay, so we're going to finish Disco Elysium tonight, yada yada, and the next game I want to play is on my PS4. So I should hook that up and get that all working beforehand, just so it's all ready. And in doing so, part of this was getting a Ethernet cable out to the PS4. And to do that, I needed to move my modem from where it was to a different room. And modems didn't work like I thought I did, so what I actually did was reset all the firmware on that modem. And they had to call out a technician. They were there like the next day, but that was already too late, so. For last week's stream? Oh well. Well, it's fine now. Everything's working. I am set up for my next planned stream. Man, well, what else is going on? I think I broke a glass. So I'm still finding little tiny bits of glass around here. Where was that? I had made myself a pizza the other time. A different pizza with I guess a soft crust or whatever, and it just started melting through my oven grill, the oven rack, because I guess you were supposed to, for this one specifically, you were supposed to keep the cardboard that comes with it underneath it while you cook it. Very intuitive. So had to clean up that mess. Wrecked a cutting board trying to get the pizza mess out of the oven. That kind of sucked. So yeah, we're not going to do any more 5-hour streams, but I was worried that this one was going to go on just a little too short. I'm not expecting us to end up in another conversation that lasts 2 hours. Which I did not anticipate the last time, but we're not doing that again. But this time, let's switch over to gameplay. I did just want to kill a little bit of time chatting and doing some gacha. Because A, I have all these gems, and B, I've not gotten to pull Yamato on my real account, the one I actually pay money with. So let's just use all these gems up that they give newbies. Yeah. Oh yeah, the One Piece 1000 episode was great. I kind of knew exactly where they were going to end it, because that's just a great wallpaper shot, money shot. I guess they did have one prior, but they've all been in like openings since the New World, because this is the first time that the entire crew's been assembled since. Well, they were not assembled at all in Dressrosa, so basically since then. So, long ass time. You know, it's great. You have those little imagine shots, a little bit of it's just a whole bunch of screenshots that will make big wallpapers. I think we talked a little bit about yesterday while fellow One Piece fan Itchinator was on the stream. Yeah, it was real fun. My one complaint about the redone opening is that nothing can really top the random Goon Gang egg in the face. Like, that shot where it's just like one continuous uncut motion where it's just kind of tracking the action through. That still holds up, and they weren't able to replicate that. Right? Yeah, Odd Taxi the premiere being packed is surprising. But I guess it's kind of caught on. People have heard the good word. And we'll watch random things. Anyways. I'm gonna start pulling and burning through these gems. Why am I not getting sound in my ears? There we go. I'm just gonna pull on this one. Alright, and my other point was Overtaken. Still one of the best OST songs ever made. And I might even say nothing does what Overtaken does better than Overtaken, which is just this big like preparing for. It's the big build up to the action. We're about to have a clash. Like, there might be some better battle themes or like some hype insert songs, but you know, nothing quite gets you excited for action about to happen like Overtaken does. We have a Halloween law. This also does just give me an excuse to catch up on food. The Jeff Thu art ranking, I kind of skimmed that. Like, so what do you have? Because like generally I like Jeff, but sometimes the way he writes is a lot like marketing copy, and I kind of start tuning him out. He speaks in hyperbole, which I respect, but let's see. I think we got into the more interesting thing is like the other people's takes and like getting into it about the Davy Back fight for one thing, which is a great arc and should rank higher than you think it does. Because A, Foxy is fucking funny. It's just One Piece's Team Rocket, their Time Boken 24 sets up a bunch of important characterization for the next arc. Like, you've got, like, most importantly, you've got Usopp and Luffy being buddy-buddy friends. Like, Usopp's wearing the straw hat for most of that arc, while after Luffy's going to have a fight. It's an arc about losing crewmates, which is going to happen immediately after. It introduces Aokiji, who, you know, puts that sense of dread in you. Takes down Luffy immediately. Sets up Gear 2 for Enies Lobby, because he's starting to think about, we're not good enough. We need to start powering up. Yeah, puts the fear of God into Robin. Usopp starts doubting Luffy's captain abilities, because he's like, you can't beat Aokiji. Don't go back and fight him. Are you stupid? Oh. Here's what I know I have on my main account. Legend Bonnie. The most important supernova. Hey! The latest talent in One Piece Treasure Cruise. I am trying to pull for Yamato off of this new account. But otherwise, I'm not very good at One Piece Treasure Cruise, for example. So I started this this account like a month ago, I guess, and I'll just log in occasionally. So I did a couple rerolls, got the Luffy Sanji duel, and I was like, yeah, we're good. We can work with this account. We are streaming to One Piece Treasure Cruise. Okay. Yeah, this would be part 4. Okay. So we're not going to stick to this too long. I'm just getting some food, doing some polls, and then my actual plan for tonight is to finish off a game of Disco Elysium. As you can see, my my actual to go through now. Hey, nice cool V3 law. How long until we get a whole Cake Island dub? I don't think we'll be in Zo too long, and Zo's already started, right? So. Like, Andrew, you would know how many voyages are going through the Funimation office in a month. Yeah, 2022. Man. You remember back when Josh Koshrek was brand manager for One Piece, and it's just like, oh yeah, no, this new simuldub thing, we're going to be caught up on the One Piece dub. We'll be in Dressrosa 2020, and we'll be looking at maybe doing this simultaneous. Back in 2015. I mean, they were on track for doing that, and then they took 2 years off. Oh, time skip now. This is a real good unit, even if it's not rare. Okay. We did it. We're done. We can go home. We can save those gems for another time. Oh, and Odin too. Nice. Alright. Yeah, new. Nice and easy. Did 4 pulls, yeah. We do have this novelty unit here, right? That's just the whole Straw Hat crew for the 1000 version. Let's just take a look. It's because I already have the Shanks v. Whitebeard crew on another. Okay. I'm unimpressed, right? It's like, oh, it's all just overpowered nonsense. So. Oh, that's kind of cool. I was almost there. I was looking for the story version, but I guess I don't get to see that until I pull it. What do you actually do? Super type when you're powered up. This is charge time, deals a bunch of damage. Ignoring defenses and barriers, yep. Alright. Okay, so like the bullet legend, where you're just always super effective. A blanket 5 times attack boost. Just blanketly massively powerful. Yeah, Shanks movie, One Piece Red. Don't know what to think of that yet. My initial joke take wasn't One Piece Z red enough, but that's fine. So we just have a poster with a girl talking about an almighty voice, which is important One Piece lore, potentially. It's related to Shanks, who we really don't know much about. Just like, hey, I was on the Pirate King's crew for a long time. What up? So a Skypean, which is, up in the sky, related to the poneglyphs generally, and just things on like a long time scale. Kind of, sort of thinking Void Century stuff. I don't know. I guess what I'm getting at here is I'm kind of thinking One Piece Red is going to have lore importance. Which would be interesting. Like, Stampede had a little bit, just a little taste. And the main thing that it established was how we actually spell this island that's been in hiragana this whole time, or katakana this whole time. Anyways. Close that up. Go over here. We want Super Evolution. There we go. You just need that, Yamato? Cool. Nice and easy. Great stuff. Okay. Should point that towards myself a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Trying to even fathom One Piece dub predictions, though. The stuff now. Yeah. I mean, everyone's been in it. And now everyone's been in it twice. Like, we got freaking Eric Schroeder, the original, the 4Kids voice of Luffy, back into this dub. Andrew, are you having a big brain moment? Oh, is Nami's slave? Is this because Zeno's a simp? You just imagine his Go voice coming out of Zeus, the dumb little hat and the stupid face. You know, I'm still thinking about a new voice of Kaido because we have Gorilla Grodd. Barack Obama. It's an honor. That's just great. And he's got job security now with Texas. Fantastic. There's a whole lot of voices to go in still. Like you think just about Whole Cake Island, and that's, you know, Big Mom and her 80 kids. They'll have to get voices somehow. Oh. You're gonna be fun in dub. And annoying as fuck. I think that is enough song. Does Big Mom actually, like, do things? Well, she sits around a lot. Threatens to eat a lot of people. And then does some Disney musical numbers. Has parties. What else does she do during the arc? Marries off all of her children. Adds to her big family. Yeah. Like, her main thing is she's a otaku, basically. She wants to collect things. She sees things as like, oh, this is yours? You're a person with your own autonomy? You belong to me now. You're going into my collection. You are a weird and unique thing, and you belong to me now. Like, one of her big motivations is trying to collect giants, right? Because, you know, she's as big as a giant. She's probably not actually a giant, but she's spent time with other giants. And that's the whole thing. That's probably why immediately after Wano, the next stop is going to be Elbaf. And then after Elbaf, it's probably going to be Endgame. Yeah, I do think after Wano, there is islands before Laughtail. Wait, hold on. What was that? There's one island that's right before Laughtail. There is like the furthest possible point you can go to. That's, but not quite gets the One Piece. And I think that's where like the other emperors have been. Is like they've gotten as far into the New World as possible, but they couldn't quite get to Laughtail. But the island is in sight because we've got the X marks the spot part of this with the rogue poneglyphs. So we have... There was one on Fishman Island that's now missing, I think is the deal. Or that's the one that Big Mom knows. I think it goes... There's one of these red poneglyphs on Zoe. There's one on Wano. There's one in Big Mom's possession. And I think the one that was on Fishman Island. Or these two are the same, and then there's one more that's out there somewhere. Probably on this last stop. So I'm thinking Elbath is where the last road poneglyph would be. And then you put all those four together, and you get to Laughtail. Blackbeard's final battle or Shank's final battle? It's tough to say. They've both really been built up. It's really hard to say what that final arc will look like. Because you have a whole whack of different factions that are that you need to deal with. I'm just gonna say Blackbeard endgame. Shanks goes down before that. Yeah, no, we kind of have to deal with that whole thing that happened in those 6 chapters, just in the middle of Wano. They're just kind of like, hey, here's another end game opponent. Why do you keep looking at Vivi like that? Oda, what the fuck are you doing? Don't make me come for you. Alright. Well, I'm done my food. We pulled Yamato. I think it's time to switch over. Game capture? There we are, game capture. Thanks for coming out and watching me do polls, random other people. But now we're actually going to do some disco. Finale for real this time, I think. Alright, for that, I'm going to get distracted again. Did you guys go watch Desert Bus in my absence last week? I got the New Year shirt, or the new shirt for the year. So this is the 2021 Desert Bus shirt. Nice and 21. Arrived just this afternoon. I get one of these shirts every year because it's like $25, and then half that goes to the charity, and the other half is for our production costs. And then this year they went and raised $1.1 million for Child's Play charity. So, lots of fun. I have some VODs to catch up on because it's, 160 uninterrupted hours. So before we go and finish off the game, I did see something important that we should do, which is take a nap.
The old spring mattress lies in the corner, fresh linen under the heavy caracal cover.
The offer still stands. Take it. You don't look so good.
The bed is quite inviting, all things considered. It's much warmer inside than out there.
You don't think you're getting to the climax and you need to take a nap, but maybe you should just take a nap.
You face the concrete wall. There's less light there, in the dark corner. Like a dog, you lie there. You didn't realize how tired you were. Your body is still nowhere near healed.
Curl up with your knees close to your chest.
The blanket feels cold. The entire room does. Concrete and cold. Minutes pass. Half an hour maybe. The sounds of the sea beyond grow distant. Your eyelids close. Until? You feel yourself standing up in the darkness, right next to the mattress. Slowly, the world begins to hatch from the blackness. It's evening. Sleep.
Yeah, then there's a voice line there. That wasn't subtitled. There we are. A nice, good old nap. We look so rested. We still haven't found that armor helmet, have we? The lieutenant is no longer here. Go outside to the beach. The door's back like you never opened it. Go down to the chain. There's something there. Do we mean... I think we mean the chain down this way. Or maybe not. This chain. And do it walk into the water. Is that a thing we can do? I've never been able to do it before. You see her footprints on the water. I don't mean to alarm you, but I think we might be dreaming. That or the speed is really kicking in. Remember last week when we discovered a secret communist just hiding out under the city?
Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state turns around to face you. She has an airship airbag in her hand. She seems to be in a hurry.
So, if I'm not reacting, this is because I knew a scene like this was coming. But, hey! How are you?
Okay, don't say you need to talk right away. Melt the ice first. This way you're already talking.
Oh, there's the video Revachol we've been meaning to go see.
But you don't even want to talk to her. She would only be cold with me. Let her go.
No, I don't think I will, Felician.
Let her go. This is the Holy Queen of the territories of Muindi and Insulinda. Think of the historic knowledge we could glean. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win her back.
Hey. Why is my only thought, I've heard of crazy exes, but this is ridiculous? That's just a dumb thing, and I shouldn't even say it.
Win her back. How does that fit in here? And what is the Holy Suzerain doing here anyway?
Hey. Be very cool. You know, you walk up to a guest at a convention and you're just like, hey.
Hey.
That's a very youthful voice, actually. I'm 30 to 40 years old and I do not need this. Hey, that's all I get. Smile. No, that's not gonna. How you doing? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have bothered you. How's it going?
I'm doing really good, actually. Both professionally and romantically. I've come to a fulfilling and peaceful period in my life. Well, how are you doing, Harry?
She nods hastily. I solved its case. I got that going for me. I'm dying in a ruined flak tower. Blood is dripping down my chest. I'm in my head. I miss you. I'm not doing very well.
Don't say that. I know this positive thing sounds stupid to you, Harry, but it works. We all have an obligation to be happy. You too. And you will be. Now.
She looks over her shoulder. Did she mean obligation or did she mean a right to be happy? Because those are different things.
This is everything I always warned you about.
Oh. Thanks for looking out, Inland Empire. Something is off.
I'm sorry. I was heading to the aerodrome. I just don't have time to...
She stops mid-sentence, glances to her right, then looks at her badge. At her bag.
She means she doesn't have time to tend to your emotions.
You don't have time to tend to my emotions. You're not going to be walk on eggshells around me
She sighs and looks over her shoulder.
and try to let me down gently.
What are you doing? Stop saying things like that.
But empathy told me to. Where are you going?
I'm going to Morova. To live there, in Grad. It's 1 million kilometers away, Harry. Might as well be another lifetime.
Running far away from me. What's in the bag?
Just my scepter, my globe cruciger, a spare silk gown, a toothbrush, travel documents, the crown of immortality.
What was that last one?
Oh, this.
She corrects the wreath on her forehead.
This is just a wreath. The crown of immortality is made of rarefied light, mana and raw palladium. It was passed on to me by the rulers of late antiquity.
She looks at the suitcase, not knowing what more to say. then over her shoulder.
Just carrying important things in a little rinky-dink suitcase.
Anyway,
Can you stay for a moment? We need to talk. We need to have one more massive epic showdown. One more massive epic showdown.
no, Harry. No. I don't want a massive epic showdown. I want to go to the aerodrome. I have tickets for the 10:20 flight to Morova. Really,
She looks at you plaintively.
we don't have anything to talk about anymore. Every combination of words has been played out. The atoms don't form us anymore. Us. Our love. Our unborn daughters.
That's doing a lot. Our unborn daughters. That's sending me for a lot.
It's all gone. I have to go to the aerodrome. I have to leave Revachol and you. And you have to be alone. In hell. Forever. That's just the way it is.
I don't like the sound of that. You know, Harry's not great, but I don't know if he is going to deserves to have hell forever, right?
Oh God, whatever you do, don't try to kiss her yet. Not after that. You're still reeling. You'll fall over if you try now.
But I have a massive success rate. I can't possibly miss. I brought you this figurine. Do you want to see my plastic tchotchkes?
I don't want it. It looks expensive. I don't want it.
I trust you. It's not expensive. I thought you liked figurines. I thought the figurines were for getting you back.
That's not what figurines do, Harry.
But they don't do anything else.
She looks at the headless found rider between your fingers and doesn't know what to say.
We are being very rude and inconsiderate to this woman, but we are just like... We're desperate, and we kind of need closure.
The figurines don't do anything? Anything at all? But I thought the historic figure she had.
She liked war games and figurines.
Yes, I thought it would be good. A form of communication when words have failed.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a good idea. But she felt obliged by the headless phone rider to give you things in return. Things she no longer wants to give you. So she refused. That's how it goes. Your figurine rider idea was naive.
What about dice? I have some cool dice. This nice lady named Rena gave them to me? Or was it Lena?
Harry, I don't want things. I want to go to the aerodrome.
Okay.
I didn't ask for things. It's too late to give me anything.
Achievement
I would have
unlocked.
liked the headless fallen rider. Back then.
Achievement unlocked. The figurines won't win her back. Well, that's not a very good way for things to get... I get the feeling you're not really Dolores Day. Let's go there.
I don't know what you mean. Dolores Day.
She looks at you quizzically. It does not seem like a mystery she wants to get into. You're the morning. You're the X something. On second thought, you're Dolores Day. Queen Regnant. That's not Regent. Queen Regnant of the territories of Mundi and Insolenti and nothing else. You're the morning.
The morning? I don't understand.
No, I meant the morning. You said it wrong. You spelt it wrong when you said it. I'm grieving, but you're not even dead.
Oh my god, Harry, stop. I don't want to hear anything about the mourning. Mourning someone who's still alive. Any of that. I can't do that anymore. I'm not 80 years old, I'm 32. People my age are not supposed to mourn.
She breathes out. It sounds more angry than a sigh. You're the X-something.
Wasn't I Dolores Day just a second ago? Now I'm the X thing? You're confusing me. Look, I have to be at the Lausanne Aerodrome at 10:20 p.m. I still have a light rail to catch. I haven't even bought the tickets yet.
She keeps glancing over her shoulder nervously. That's poor planning on your part. I don't know what to tell you. I think the dress is glitching out just a little bit while it's flowing.
We all told you. Everyone warned you.
Who's everyone?
Everyone.
Yeah, I guess you all kind of did.
Literally all of you.
I guess you all kind of did. I should have gone even deeper to a place where I never met you. Because it's impossible to meet people in the abyss of the void. I should have stayed down. I'm glad we're having this conversation. I'm getting so much closure.
I'm glad too, but I have to go. My friends are waiting for me on the platform. I can't let them wait. It's impolite.
This is so grotesque. This feels like an honest thing that I shouldn't be saying out loud, but I'm going to.
It is. Useless.
The evening wind blows as she says the words. Her gown wraps around her like a white flag. On second thought, you are Dolores Day.
Yes, Harry. I am. Things have gotten much better for me, now that I am the ruler of the known world. Oh God, it's already so late. I have to go, Harry.
A tiny golden watch with red straps around her bony little wrists.
But that's not a very good way for things to be.
It's not, but...
She looks at her feet. Little golden sandals cover her toes. But what? Tell me there's something good.
I don't know why I said but. There is no but.
That's it then?
That's it, yes. We've talked about it 1,000,000 times. You will get over it, just like I did. People do. Things will get good for you again.
She looks up from her toes.
Where in hell? Stop. You're only making it worse for him. You never help with anything.
I'm not getting over it at all. Good for me. Good for me where? In fucking hell? You're right. I don't even remember who you are anymore. Ha ha! Maybe. I think I've reached the end of the investigation. No, Rhetoric, clearly you have my best interest in heart.
Oh yes, she'll come around now. I made her love you again, Harry.
No, you're the part of me that likes to argue.
Are you stupid? She's about to say something. Here it comes. She started to love him again.
She's gonna start crying.
Her innocence, Dolores Day, fiddles with the handle of her airport bag. She has a pained expression on her face. It's agonizing. See? She isn't saying anything. I don't understand. It was, she herself said.
We were bad for each other, okay? I was bad for you. Can you not see? I'm bad. I had to stop. I couldn't just turn into a bad person. You will get better. It just takes some time. For you, I think it will take something like 20 years, maybe? It was hard for me too, you know? I used to think I couldn't live without you.
She looks you straight in the eye. Her irises are light blue, flecked with green.
But I can.
She keeps her shoulders squared and her back straight. But it's clear you're still making her sad.
20 years, that's so much time.
Yes. It only took me 1 year, maybe 2. Phew.
She smiles and wipes her brow in relief. So you felt that way once? That you cannot live without me?
Yes. But that time is gone now. So very gone.
Your innocence, Dolores Day. I'm sorry I made you sad.
It's okay.
It doesn't have to be like this. Maybe we could try again? Proceed. Okay then. Super okay. I still have other things I need to know. Proceed. What are we going to do if not proceed?
No, Harry. We can't.
Why Why?
We already tried again, and it didn't work.
Is that how it is now? We should just try all good things twice and then give up. By that logic, not you too.
Let's try building communism twice. If that doesn't work, let's abandon it and be slaves forever, okay? Wow. Andrew, Mr. Communism, do we say the first line? Because I'm not terrible. Communism, oh. Alright.
Yes, of course. I'm bourgeois because I don't want to keep hurting you.
She looks away from you. What went wrong when we tried again? I can do it better.
I don't know. Please.
She shuffles from one golden sandaled foot to the other. In the distance, a streetcar screeches. Why? Why can't we be together?
Harry, we can't be together because you're insane.
Her eyes turn to sorrowful ovals. This is that Far Cry quote. Me saying we should try again is not me being insane. And saying, the definition is of insanity is doing the same things over and over and expecting things to change.
She avoids turning them to you.
Well, that cop's crazy. I'm not insane. Don't say that. I'm the sanest person I know.
Sometimes you can be very safe, but...
They're turning moist now. She slowly shakes her head and tries to get a hold of herself, brushing her hands in her gown. Safe is an adjective there. Safe is a descriptive there. That's... Ooh. You know, maybe we are better alone. What do you mean by insane?
You know what I mean.
Everyone gets a little down.
A little down. You've worked there for so long, you can't even talk like a normal person anymore. It's always lists with you. Questions.
Hey, just because the game presents me with lists of questions for how I interact with the world, you can't break the... Just because that's what my mind sees and how the game presents this stuff to me. Can't just call me out like that. I don't have... They're not... They're not lists. They're dialogue trees.
This is another one, isn't it? We're in a tree right now.
No. Yes, but it's not possible to talk without trees. Lists are absolutely normal. Everyone has them. You list everything you want to ask. Lists are normal and a totally legitimate and valid way to interact with the world.
In descending order, usually. It's best to do them like that.
Exactly, Logic. Thank you.
It's not just the lists or trees or whatever. You get sad, Harry. Too sad. People can't get that sad. It's impossible to watch. Other people get sad too, but not like you. You stay down for too long. Until you start giving your thoughts names and talking to things.
No, the things talk to me. The horrific necktie speaks up and talks to me.
In conclusion, you're ill. You're an old, insane man. And you have to be in hell until the end of your life. And I have to go to Morova.
I suppose it's a fair assessment that sane people would not would not interact with the world like an RPG. But, you can't just call me out like that. I'm looking for one bonus, and I'm not finding any. But you said I have a vast soul, and you will always come back for me.
We both said a lot of things. We were very young.
And now we're 32.
It was her. I can feel it. I can see it in her tender long fingers, in her wrists. Her hand wrote it, said those things.
Actually, you didn't say it. You wrote it in a letter, a handwritten letter. I kept it in my paperwork.
As Queen Regnant, I write a lot of letters.
Alright, Queen Regnant. I can remember that. She brushes a strand of white hair out of her eyes.
You need to recite it to her. For effect. All of it. No summaries.
Pause bitterly. I have it right here. Let me refresh your memory. Let's take a trip down memory lane.
Please, Harry. I just don't have time for this.
Take out the letter and read it. You know what I mean. You left me a letter saying that you always come back for me. Summarized. Take out the letter and read it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road. And now we're committed. Every step I take, it grows, until by the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me completely. I step on the light rail and look back, something, bow collector. I know it will all be like this until I walk back to you. something, bow collector. You, every step I take will get lighter. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I've met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it.
Okay, stop. Yes. Are you happy now?
No, I'm not happy. There's more. Kisses, kisses, kisses. Being a police detective, I performed this handwriting analysis on it, so I know it... A lot of this is bitter. Kisses, kisses.
Very well. I wrote it. It was morning. You slept. There was hoarfrost on the ground when I left, on Voyager Road. It was autumn. The first autumn. But Harry, please understand, it was 1,000,000 years ago. No.
When was the last time a video game made you navigate a breakup?
It was 100 million years ago. I was someone else then, filled to the brim with love for you, hanging on your every word. Oh, Harry, you were the coolest. But I am no longer that person. This has taken her place. It will devour you. Harry, I will eat your mind.
This as she points to herself.
The light of the video rental shines through her dress now. A DeLorean figure, cut in black, moves below. It's still her. Her legs, her breasts, her hips.
This is going to be another 2-hour conversation. I was cool?
The coolest. With your leather jacket and your boot-cut pants, smoking in the bus stop. I wanted you to be the rest of my life that day. And you were. Some of it, at least. You were my first. My first kiss. My first time to have sex.
You know, if there's one thing that, like, I love, it's when, like, in voice acting, so this is relevant to the podcast and all that, it's when someone trails off with, like, laughter like that. So, the coolest. Like, oh. It's just immediately just, like, a very... It's an intimate expression, is what it is, and it stabs me in the heart every time, or, you know, fills my heart every time. It's just real good.
The first and worst time I fell in love. I will always have that with me. It's a fact. But that is all it is. It's like a ticket stub, Harry. It doesn't do anything anymore.
That feels like a rubbing. Because I still have the ticket stubs from my first date. And I've been single for a long time. A ticket stub.
Yes, let's talk about that too. Let's bring it up, the zoo. In Le Jardin, the day we went east of the river. To the aquarium first. I was sad about my mother. I don't even know why. The shimmer of the fish tank on my face. The octopuses.
Or is it octopi? You know, sometimes I just say things and I really shouldn't.
It was just a day then, but to think. Were we there now, you could touch my hair, kiss me. Talk to me about anything, go virtually anywhere in the world. Not like now. Now our interactions are limited to pain and regret.
Oh, good old pain and regret.
That's sharp and precise.
You're so sharp.
No, it's all you. I always loved you for it, but it could not save us. It could not make me stay. In the end, your mind just told you precisely how bad things are. And who would want to stay around for that?
Can't you turn back into the person you were? I can see her in you, under the gown and that wreath. Keep trying, Harry.
And my crown of immortality? No. You scared her out of me. With your crying, the awful time we wound up having. And the cheap rental flats you could afford. Can't you see? I can never think you're cool again. I can only think that way about new people.
I know. I laid myself bare to you, and now I can't be cool. Is that how it works? This is toxic masculinity at work.
A cheap rental with mold on the walls and the tap dripping.
Not gonna say that one, I don't think. Let's say nothing this time. It won't help.
Nothing will. I've been poisoned by newspaper and news. All I can do is scream at them and think of her secretly.
It's always really weird when the thoughts speak in the first person. Actually. Rhetoric's been poisoned by Fox News. Where is this Voyager Road?
It's here. We are on Voyager Road. At the end of it, 300 meters from the stop. We used to come here to rent videos.
The house.
There. You could not pay the electrical bill. It became a lightless tomb. The years you spent training for the militia, my parents' money, it was not good.
She points across the wire into the darkness. Surely the alcohol didn't help either.
What was I? Were we drinking? That's a lie to ourselves.
Everyone has a little glass of wine every now and then. I certainly do. It's a queen regnant thing. I don't think it was the alcohol. It was inevitability.
She looks at her toenails sticking out from under the gown. There was a bow collector, a light rail, streetcar number
42. That is the light rail that took me to Coron, to school and work. Every morning. It's the same stop I met you at, Harry. 100,000 million years ago. No human being should still remember the position of atoms such eons ago. It must feel unnaturally sad. A sadness so ancient, it is shared even by archaebacteria.
That went wild for a second. What now? What happens now? What is the next thing we talk about?
Is there really anything left? If not, we can always repeat one of the things we have already talked about. Talk about it again. If you do not feel like doing that, you should let me go to the aerodrome.
You can't... Stop messing with me. Stop messing with the formula of the game.
That is very contested by modern historians. Very contested. Plus...
Right, we're accusing Dolores Day of being the mass murderer in her time. Oh, shoot. She's basically the Queen of England, right? That counts.
You're only saying this because things didn't work out between us. I have to go to the aerodrome now. I don't have time to defend myself from these accusations.
Stop making her angry. She won't start loving you again if you call her a mass murderer. Seriously.
I'm sorry, you're right. You're soft and good, not a mass murderer. Would you stay if you haven't behaved like a mass murderer with me? Sure, described.
You were very bad to me too.
Mm.
We've talked about it like 7 million times now. I don't want to do that anymore.
You're not even human.
I am actually very ordinary, Harry. Below this gown and wreath, I have an ordinary soul and ordinary thoughts. The only thing inhuman about me is this.
She looks around.
This thing you've made me into. I'm sorry for saying so, but I just hate it. What is this? This is so far gone, Harry. I don't even...
Now you're special. You had glowing lungs. Dolores Day has glowing lungs.
My lungs do not glow, Harry. I am just like all the others. None of us have glowing lungs. Stop making me into some kind of...
I can still make your lungs glow. I know I can, if you let me. If only you let me. You're right, you don't have glowing lungs. You don't deserve them. But then this is all meaningless. Let's try that first one.
No answer. The arches of her brows quiver as she looks you in the eye and backs away from you. You won't do any of that. You can barely make her cry. All the roads will miss her footsteps when she's gone from here. A completely different world.
Alright. I feel like Don't Go ends this conversation, so... Now we're going to try for this red check. See how it goes. See how we feel. This isn't going to work out how we want it to. We're all hunched over.
With your feet trembling from the steps you took, tepid and fearful, you stand against her, her body close to you, radiating warmth. With your eyes closed, you move your lips on her mouth.
Probably the thing sticking out to me is how, like, actually slow and, like, tentative, is that the word? Just kind of like trying to catch a bird that's going to fly away. You're just like...
She is not kissing you back.
There we go. Yeah. Okay, this is the actual option. Let's just go through it. Go through these all. But I succeeded. No, you did, buddy.
This was not about failure or success. This was always going to be horror. I should not have suggested it, and you should not have listened to me.
Thanks for throwing me under the bus, buddy. I feel her breath.
Her chest rising like a pillow, warm exhalations against the side of your mouth, her tender soul moving through her lungs. Hidden, distant, kept safe from you.
Her cheek against mine.
Feels like soft fuzz, a bird covered in down feathers, brushing against your broken capillaries. The world's most precious material, reserved for those she lets close enough to feel it. You are stealing a touch. It's not yours to take.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the right words. Cold silver against my forehead.
The delicate wreath on her forehead pressing into your temple. The silver is cold from the spring evening air.
Squeeze her wrist.
Her hand does not return the grip. Her body is rigid. A current of unease courses through it. Distrust. For you. The curve of her spine. Her shoulders hunched. She keeps herself stiff. Her center guarded from your motions. Unresponsive to your guidance.
Yeah. Yeah, all the signals that say this is a bad idea, and you should stop immediately. But we're not gonna.
Nothing, just pillows against you. Unresponsive, but for the taste of apricots.
That apricot smell. You're not kissing back, are you?
The moment is ending. She is going to move her face away from yours. trying hard not to look at you. When she withdrew and you held on to her hand, she tried not to look at your face and see the expression there. Brother, you should put me in front of a firing squad. I have no words for how I failed you.
That's okay, suggestion. We all wanted it to be... We all wanted it to work. That's it then.
No, Harry. Not yet. There is one more thing you have to see.
She slides her hands down her chest and onto her lower stomach and smiles.
I'm pregnant.
Well, I just swallowed IRL, so that's the version I'm going with. And you're taking 1d10 psychic damage.
You know what this means.
It's not mine.
Of course not.
She looks down at her belly, then up at your old eyes.
I terminated yours. Don't you remember? You poor fuck. Poverty-stricken fuck.
What the fuck? Okay, I know this is in my head, but this is taking a turn.
Now, go ahead. Ask me more questions. Let's talk about something else.
This was all behind the red check? Oh, fuck.
More questions. Ask more.
No, I think I'm out of questions. Oh.
I have to, Harry. Really, I've already missed the 8:30. I'm gonna go now.
I was wrong. You don't have power over her anymore. You shouldn't have said that. I am wrong about everything. You should go on without me.
I feel like I've been given the next line before this one. You have sworn a holy oath, Harry. She herself begged you not to let her go. No, wait. I need to see my list again. I'm sorry. Where's my list? Wait. Wait, can't... Wait, hold on. Okay. Wait, can't we sit down and have a coffee first? There's a cafeteria on the corner.
No. That would only be painful and dull. At the aerodrome, life, love, and laughter are waiting for me. At the cafeteria, dust, hell, and tragic comedy.
Your mouths are on fire. I assume they're also hanging agape, right? Just, hold on, what's there to do in Morova?
Light, life, culture. It's so much better than here. Everything here reminds me of you, and the horrible times we had. The nights we stayed up fighting for our dying love. I have to wipe it all off me and be clean again. I want to be a good person again. Not this. Not what you made me into.
But I swore I wouldn't let you go. You told me. You asked me to be this way.
That was someone else. I betrayed her, overwrote her, and I'm happier for it. And I'm really going now. The time is up. I must be on the 10:20 flight.
No.
Yes.
Will we ever see each other again?
I won't see you, but you will see me.
Because I'm insane.
Oh, Harry, This is a dream. Can't you see? I'm already in Morova by now. Who knows how long ago this happened? A year? 2? 5 years ago?
Don't start being lucid now. How will I see you again then?
Right here, tomorrow night. Once this dream starts happening, it keeps happening. 3 times a week, at least.
Oh, good.
And Harry, it really, really looks like it started happening again. There's the video rental. I'm suffocatingly beautiful. And young. And I smell of tutti frutti chewing gum. Like I did that time when I asked you for forgiveness. After leaving you the first time. So long ago.
This is intolerably bad. You know, I see why we might want to forget everything.
Oh yes, this is real darkness. It's not death, or war, or child molestation. Real darkness has love for a face. The first death is in the heart, Harry. See you tomorrow.
Ouch, that line. Same time tomorrow? Wow.
You're up quick. How was your sleep?
Let's solve the fucking case. Actually, it was total annihilation. My sleep was deep and invigorating. Swallow the blood and conclude. Let's arrest the perp. That's the next step in our in the task chain. Let's solve the fucking case.
We already solved the case, remember? You were sleeping.
Oh, right. We have to finish the case.
You thrashed around, then you bolted up, half covered in blood from your wound. Are you okay?
My sleep was deep and invigorating.
Of course. I was just thinking maybe you've torn your stitches. Are you ready to move on?
Actually, it was total annihilation, Kim.
I did not want to wake you. Perhaps I should have? Was it a job dream?
No, an ex-wife dream.
The lieutenant nods solemnly. I understand. We've all been through similar things. It can be overcome.
Let's arrest the perp. That's the next step in the task chain.
Okay.
Task complete. Rest in the flak tower.
He's still worried. You must have really thrashed and squealed in your sleep.
What is still on our task list? Just a couple things, huh? And we're probably just fine. The good old bum hat still with us. There's a sniper rifle. Oh, I suppose we could have dressed up nicely for our dream. And be like, hey babe. If we knew that was coming. Alright, I'm gonna put this gun back away. I don't know, maybe this... option. Better idea. Take this new gun. No, never mind. It's over in the items, not the tools.
The old man stares despondently at the logs. It's like he's forgotten you're there.
Yosef Lianovich Drill, you're under arrest for the murder of Elis Kortenair.
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
The old man's eyes filled with sudden, unexpected terror at the words.
This terror is the sum of all the uncontrollable movements and mood swings he's been exhibiting. The wind picks up. The silence on the water is broken all around you. Little shivers of waves appear. The lieutenant continues, like an incantation.
He's also looking very different, like he's huddled over like that.
Your wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be given legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 44 days. Do you understand? Do you understand?
But...
Kimmy's afraid. Or do you understand? It's like, do you show compassion in this moment to someone full of hatred? To a murderer? And serial killer?
No, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He looks at the reeds, eyes submerged in growing terror.
He's sweating. Beads are forming on his forehead.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
First say, does it have room for 3?
Not really. We could escort him to the pier, then either one of us can take him inland while the other stays here, but...
But then, who watches him while you're coming back here?
Oh, the good old, I guess that's the boat dilemma. Watches him there while I come back for you.
You come back for me? How about I go and send a boat back for you?
What is this farce? This is a fucking farce. I can't.
He looks around with strange desperation.
Lillian, you could ask her maybe.
Maybe I can just ask the net picker to watch him?
This is no harmless old man.
Lieutenant shakes his head. Can't just poke him with the stabby stick.
This fucking world. This world. What is this?
He stares at something. Who knows what? In the dust? Below the confusion and rage, a fit of jamais vu, like yours? The thought passes. More pressing matters takes its place.
No, listen. Listen now.
Jamais vu. Up perception real quick? No. Perception's as high as it gets. I'm not wearing my perception boots. Jamais vu. Do we want to try this one last time and maybe we get it right? Where we vote, I kick off this vote, you all vote for the motoric skills. And I can get a point back into perception. And the other thing is we have to vote for a stat to tank. Let's try that. Let's see if that actually worked. Hey! 58.
You thought you heard something, but it's just the reeds.
That guy really wanted to pass that.
Maybe we could all fit in there.
We could all fit in the little boat?
Actually, no.
I could come back for you once I've taken him to the precinct.
Okay, how about I take him to the precinct and you wait on the island?
You keep doing that. Alright. Maybe you're right. Okay.
This world. What are you talking about? Is this us?
His voice drowns out in the sudden gush of wind.
The wind is cold from the east. Your skin is crawling suddenly.
Oh, something spoke up from... That's a stick bug.
A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms in ghostly silence.
The Insulindian phasmid. It's real!
It's still there, an unfolding mechanism of reed-like chitin, hovering in place.
Can you believe the cryptid hunters were right?
What are you talking about?
What is that? The old man looks at the reeds, then at you. The giant stick insect.
There's nothing there.
He looks confused.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head.
It's a little like... There it is! I see it!
Tell me what you see, damn it. I can't make out one small thing in the reeds.
Is it gonna move closer? No, it's just gonna pipe up and down. Kim, can you see it?
I can see it.
Kim, do you understand now?
4 simple words, thank God. If he can see, then you're not insane. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence, its limbs long and slender.
Be very, very careful.
The lieutenant whispers, then takes a step toward the giant fat arthropod. Approach the insect first. Get close to it. Oh, I guess we have to find shoes. Alright. Let's just hold our sword. There we go.
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from his head like a woman's hair, white and curled at the tips. It is no more than 5 steps away from you. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks.
So we have a bonus here from... So a medium check. Bonuses for hearing the childhood story. Your corpse will be marked by stars. This is the Elysium Phasmin.
It is.
The lieutenant whispers behind you. You hear the familiar ring of his jacket unzipping. Slowly, painstakingly slow.
You glance over your shoulder. The lieutenant holds a piece of milled aluminium. He begins to pull it open, extremely carefully. It's the camera.
Oh, he's only used that once so far, and he only had 2 pictures. Oh man, that setup is coming back. Wow.
No, the flash will scare the creature off. Warn him now.
Kim, the flash. Won't like that.
We need a photo. No one will believe us.
Continues to pull the lens open.
From the corner of your eye, you see a sudden cascade of motion ripple through the phasmid's limbs. A series of ultrasonic clicks fills your ear.
Let me approach it first.
I won't be one of those fools who didn't take a picture.
He stops fiddling with the camera, but does not put it down.
You see the phasmid turn to him, its mandible antennae reaching out. Its motions are quick, sudden.
Who cares what they think? I have the pheromone. I can approach it.
I don't think the pheromone will do anything.
His whisper turns to a skeptical hiss, but he has stopped now.
The spindly mechanism turns itself back to you, its antennae taking their measure of the air, slowly.
Say something to it, quietly. Something like... You exist.
A sudden chirrup fills the air. The walking stick moves its whole body, limbs working independently of each other, like the parts of a masterfully constructed machine.
I can't felt a shiver go through my body just now.
It moves just an inch closer to you. Or does it only feel like it does? Something in its body language has changed, just slightly.
Approach carefully.
Slowly, with your breath held, you take 2 small steps toward the phasmid. The creature lets out a series of ultrasonic clicks that swarm around your head like swallows. Like laughter, a sort of happiness.
Who's the good boy?
Sweat drips from your brow, soaking your chest. You reek of it, your chemicals. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The head of the creature is crowned by reeds, and its eyes are like small droplets of water.
Raise your hand slowly.
The insect stops its stridulation, seeming to observe you. Below its crown of reeds, little pinprick eyes detect motion, glittering. The world stands still around you. Suddenly, there is silence.
Raise the other hand too.
As you do, the invertebrate comes to life, its limbs moving independent of each other, as if each has a mind of its own. They are white, like stalks of porcelain, knitting above you. Praying to you.
That's right. Pray.
Unwittingly, the insect continues its stridulations. As it moves, tuft-like structures, still pretending to be plants, rustle along on its joints.
Hi, I'm Harry. I don't really know who I am.
No reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth. along with what appears to be some kind of foam. The stridulations of its limbs continue all around you.
Stand on your tiptoes and look more closely.
You were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segmented lower lip. It looks to be foaming, slowly. The foam is white, then yellowish.
Whisper, Kim, it's foaming.
Careful. It may be poisonous.
Lieutenant is watching you apprehensively.
The foam slowly turns a darker shade, like burnt caramel, as the insect moves its mouth parts, masticating. The little bubbles begin to burst, one by one.
Okay, Kim, take the picture.
Okay.
There is no change in the insect's motion while it's being aimed by the camera. It remains fixated on you.
In 3. If it moves, you jump back. I'll shoot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of a sword. The phasmid freezes in its bright light. Head turned toward the lieutenant. Hypnotized by the flash, it stands frozen before you.
I got it.
You hear the lieutenant whisper as the creature's shape develops onto photo paper in his hand. A polychrome ghost of white streaks against the reeds and the sky, and you as a shadow before it.
For all time.
Carefully pets the phasmid. Who's a good boy?
The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. It's much lighter than a reed. You feel a soft push could tip the creature over. Its hollow exoskeleton collapsing. Warning!
Run your hand up the slender limb, higher.
A small shudder passes the creature's arm. High above you, its black pearl eyes still glisten, mesmerized by the light passing its nervous system. There is some kind of countdown happening as it slowly processes the overwhelming brightness of the signal. The invertebrate is regaining control. The stimulus overloaded it. It's passing like an extended moment or a gallstone.
Reach out and touch the creature's whisker.
The antennae hang from a great height. With your hand shaking, you barely touch the tip of the left whisker. On contact, the chitin curls into a spiral, like the tip of a poison ivy. Its touch on your fingertip feels cold, ticklish. It is surprisingly delicate, the curly end of the whisker, like a young vine. It's even a bit wet.
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
Look at your finger.
You were right. It glistens with some kind of moisture. The creature in front of you stays frozen.
Lick our finger.
It tastes like sugar, very faint. The anthropod towers above you, tufts of reeds pointing from limb and head alike.
Maybe it's like cracking up, like picking dandelions and licking the ends of those, like sucrose.
Odorless, mostly comprised of water.
We got it. We got it, boys. Mission complete.
Another shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life, like a record continuing where it left off, in a swaying, praying motion. Even the small black pearls of its eyes do not stray from you.
And our bonuses for this, including our tie, is spoke to the hanged man, Did not give up on the Phasmid quest. Tasted it and know of parthenogenesis. Which I've forgotten about, because that's been a long time. Tell me, what are you doing?
I exist.
Didn't know what voice I was expecting from the Insolendine Phasmid. I exist too.
Tell me what it's like for you.
Fire. And burning.
Fire? Where?
On the horizon. Pale fire. This thing we're both sensing is coming to an end.
That is your problem. Nothing ever ends for me. There is only room for 2, maybe 3 pictures in my mind.
It's like a child.
For me, it is a series of half-lit images, a kind of darkness being intruded upon, transient, dim, moist.
So what if the next picture doesn't come? This creature is not the photographer, just the camera.
Intruded upon? By what?
Shapes of plants and animals, and internal sensations. A swarm of sounds, tiny vibrations on the inside of my forearms. All speak of complexities totally beyond my understanding. I am at the end of a narrow funnel, weightless, so light it only feels like something to be me. In truth, perhaps I'm nothing. I certainly do not have a soul, and if I did, it would never burn.
You're the type of animal I would like to be. I'm glad to be me, an incredibly sensitive instrument. What the fuck is happening to me right now? I'm glad to be me.
Few of us can begin to imagine the horror of you, with all of creation reflected in your forebrain. It must be like the highest of hells, a kaleidoscope of fire and writhing glass. Eternal damnation.
Yeah, self-actualization do be like that.
Even when you're sleeping, and when you wake, you carry it around on your neck, with eyes open that cannot help but swallow more behind the mirror. I feel great, mute empathy for you.
It's very disorienting at first, but I'm keeping my shit together. I had a whole thing for that.
That must be incredibly hard. The Arthropods are in silent and meaningless awe of you. Know that we're watching. When you're tired, when the vision spins out of control, the insects will be looking on, rooting for you. And when you fall, we will come to raise you up. But from you, banner-like, blossom from you and carry you apart in a sky funeral, in honor of your passing. But not me, because I'm just a leaf eater.
Oh, that's good.
Detective,
Yes, and Lynette Bar, how can I help you?
arriving.
On the scene.
On the scene.
I am a detective.
So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect?
Secret sword. I mean, also that. I was born to detect the killer.
He's in a bad state, deteriorating fast now. He thinks I am beneficial to him, but I am not. I only quicken his deterioration.
You're destroying him?
Very slowly, and only because he won't go away. It is meant to keep them from noticing me, to interfere with the pictures in their heads. But he has looked at me for too long, and I am destroying him.
Interesting. So our killer was also being impacted by Phasmid. So I'm not saying it's aliens, but no, nothing quite so mundane as aliens. It's just plain old the unknowable void of human existence. And our buddy the killer stared into the void for too long. Is this a dream? What is happening?
No, you are awake. I am real. Light is forming me. This is real.
Where does this come from? All this around us? The world?
Not even the birds know that. Not even the water lily.
We need to know. Perhaps it was sent to us by God? And all we can do is beat our fists against it, day after day, with no answer?
You can also eat it. If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth. Yum yum. Or read.
Yum yum.
Wait, so
So say the thing, or don't say the thing. So you're like a reed and you eat reeds?
Yes, they don't mind.
What a sickeningly cute line read. Yeah, a little bit. A little childlike. Nothing. It's the nothing in life matters meme. So you can either take that in the depressing sense or the radical sense. Have you ever accidentally eaten another reed, Phasmid?
Yes, I once cloned myself and ate the little ones. It was winter, and I woke up at the wrong time. It was an accident.
That's, just the circle of life, baby. What exactly are you?
I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmodia, endemic to the Insulandian Insula. For the last 350 years, I have hidden in plain sight, masquerading as the reeds, molding, cloning myself, unfolding at night to play with trash bins and boys.
Oh, so you do come out at night. That's nice.
I went unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. Also, by the soldiers of the revolution and the officials of the occupation. Even the Seminese islanders who came here first, but did not stay, have not seen me.
There's another little dig at the colonizers, say the Seminese, like Measurehead. They were here first, you guys. And that's not even counting the actual native population.
I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions until I was accidentally discovered by a detective of the citizen militia in Rebelshaw, district of Martinez, March 51.
Hey, that's now. That's insane.
No, you are. The moral of our encounter is, I am a relatively median life form, while it is you who are total extreme madness. A volatile senior nerve system ominously new to the planet.
Yeah. We sure do a lot of thinking in our gray matter.
The Pale too came with you. No one remembers it before you. The Nidarians do not. The radially symmetrics do not. There is an almost unanimous agreement between the birds and the plants that you are going to destroy us all.
The Pale is human-made? That's real interesting.
It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you, eating away at reality. A great, unnatural territory. Its advent coincides with the arrival of the human mind.
So they're kind of casting the Pale as... it's not reality that breaks down within the Pale, it's the human mind? And that... So, like... this is some real how can eyeballs be real if you can't see them? Shit. I'm trying to get it, so... Yeah. It's the human mind that breaks down, and then the Pale was born from that. I don't have that kind of power.
An irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the stars burning in it are afraid of you. Give me enough time, you will wipe us all out and replace us with nothing. Just by accident.
How?
We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life 2.6 billion years ago, when organisms first started breathing. Only much worse.
That is a strong word to use for a analog. I think that the oxygen holocaust. The universe went through many cataclysms before humans were even crawling out of the mud, right? Who knows?
Instead of air, you exhale thoughts. There are no trees that eat thoughts.
That almost makes it easier to understand. Wow. Okay. So they're suggesting that humans, thinking, feeling beings, put those thoughts out into the world, and then that stuff forms into the Pale, which we're kind of seeing as memories, which affect the human brain as memories and degrades it. And that's destroying, and that's eating up reality. And then there's nothing that can eat the Pale in this cycle. Where's How?
Everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nose mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if you misplace us all one day, or just forget?
That's almost literally, how can our eyes be real? How can what we see be real if our eyes aren't real? Have I always thought this way?
No, you're only thinking it now. This is a revelation.
But I want to blink and undo 12 billion years of matter expansion.
Simeon Butcher. Soon, one of you will close your eyes and open them to see that none of it ever existed.
Let's go back down that train of thought real quick.
No, it is in your
Instead of
everything your eyes touch goes back
Blink
there.
quick.
Please, do not do that again.
This is the gloaming I've been waiting for, ever since I woke up in the hotel room. I've already forgotten the whole world once when I drank too much. I'll be extra careful not to blink, Stick and Sec, don't worry. I already forgot the whole world.
So it is already happening. Soon, one of you will close your eyes and open them to see that none of this ever existed.
You hear that, chat? Don't blink. Kim, am I having a violent epileptic seizure?
It doesn't look like that, no.
What does it look like, Kim?
You're just staring at it.
Then I'm having a vision about the final fate of mankind.
Okay. Is it somehow related to the case?
Sort of? No, I told you what it's about, our fate. The case is meaningless compared to this. Laugh nervously. I have totally transcended the case. Sort of.
I think you should back away from the unstudied species now. It doesn't look like that, no. You're just... Okay. I think you should back away from the unstudied species now.
I have to say goodbye now. I have no more thoughts. That was all.
No. There is one more.
Of all the creatures I've met, you are the kindest. You are the scariest. You are the most beautiful. What does my heart say? I'm kind of thinking fear. I'm kind of thinking a noble existential dread.
Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you. That woman. Turn from the ruin. Turn and go forward. Do it for the working class.
Do it for the working class. I will.
She was middle class. It doesn't take a 3-meter stick insect to tell you that.
Disengage slowly.
As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface.
Higher being supports communism. And then steps away quietly into the reeds. Oh, never mind. It freaking books it.
And just like that, it's gone, skating away across the sea's calm mirror like a skipping stone, leaving nothing but circles on the water. And something under it, in the place it stood, bobbing there, among the reeds, a collection of items.
Oh. You said you played in the buoys, right?
It's gone.
Can walk on the water?
Apparently, yes. Like a water strider. Only... I've never seen anything like that in my life.
How you doing over there, Joey?
Looks like a nest of some sort. We should have a look.
What now?
You'll be okay, Joey. The old man behind you repeats suddenly. He puts his hand in the ash. It's dirty and black.
In some kind of strange, semi-catatonic state.
Our suspect is not looking so good. We need to check on him.
Oh good, the autosave feature kicked in. Hey! We have the Fairweather helmet.
Brother, you've managed to collect all the armor pieces. Too bad it's too late for the big showdown.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. Don't think this helmet would have helped me anyway. At least my collector's impulse has been satisfied.
Indeed, you found it all. Now your mortal coil is completely protected. Few cops are this futuristic.
Yep, and got the achievement for that. Well, let's look the part briefly. The stupid part. And the boots. There we go. Oh, and the chest plate. There. Would you look at that? What happens if I take off the pants? Yeah, no, that's what I thought. I think your outfit is missing some pieces. Cover the shame.
Bent metal, broken glass. Your path lies strewn with the broken forms of everyday objects. You are the destroyer, the bane of inanimate matter.
Gaze upon me, stuff and despair.
Kudos.
Anti-object task force. A bit late to be gaining a thought, but sure. How are we doing on thoughts, anyways? We just have this one, which is 5 hours remaining. Nope. Klaus's passport. Yeah, that felt important. Felt like that might be what we're getting towards. T932 rifle scope. Is this also just in the trash? Not the buoy. A common 30mm sniper scope attachable to almost any bolt-action 44.46 rifle. It uses an older-style, non-dotted range-finding reticle. Seaweed is still stuck on the lens, and it suffered water damage from its time in the Phasmid's dowry. This well-traveled passport, with visas stamped on it, is issued by the Republic of Oranje. You found it in the Phasmid's nest on the island. You can open it for more details. Let's do that.
This passport, issued by the Sovereign Republic of Oranje, is issued to a black-haired woman called Katarzyna Alazie.
Classia's hidden documents from the empty buoy.
Look at the photo.
It's Klasia, with short black hair and glasses. She looks boyish, younger somehow.
What's this doing in the Phasmid's nest?
Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classia's, or whatever her name was. Hiding place, or...
I think the Phasmid took it.
Like a magpie? What a coincidence. Then it would also have collected the other objects, which would be highly unusual. I can see how the helmet could wash up on the island, and the scope. Maybe Mr. Dross lost it, but to seek this out would be very unusual behavior for an arthropod.
It says Katarzyna Alazie.
She said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith. Anouk Meyer-Smith. I don't know who Katarzyna Alazie is, but it's safe to say it's not her either. In short, we got lied to, again. In a way, she's still lying to us.
The lieutenant can't help but smile. What's her real name, then?
I don't know, but it's not Katarzyna Alazie or Klasia or
Alazie.
Anouk Meyer-Smith. We didn't even scratch the surface with her, detective. Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her. Who knows what hell she'd be raising in my district by now.
Perhaps. Put the passport away. Alright, let's get on out of here.
What is it? What do you want from me? I can't go.
Sure you can, buddy.
Something is very wrong with him now.
Sir, how could you not see this phasmid?
See.
He stares at the reeds and falls silent.
Mr. Dross?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring, black eyes glazed over and bulging from their sockets. His gap-toothed mouth shaking.
Touch his shoulder gently.
The plastic cape feels coarse. A light shiver passes the man. Other than that, no reaction. He feels small and frail.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The good news is, this solves our transportation problem, doesn't it, Mr. Dross?
The lieutenant inspects him gently.
The trembling mouth appears to sigh.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid.
What happened to this man?
Old age and shock.
I think it's the phasmid.
Yes, the arrest and the appearance of the phasmid, the combined stress. But you think it's something more than that, don't you?
There's much more. Remember what it said when it spoke? Quite a few things about that health check you did on him make sense now.
You couldn't see it, Kim. It's just the reeds for him.
That could be part of the shock. But you're right, something is off here. Mr. Dross,
No response.
Maybe this is how the phasmid has stayed hidden all these years?
then how did we see it? Oh, you mean, whatever does this, does it over time? Teenagers, kids, drunks, sightings are brief, perhaps not credible. But anyone who spends a long time with it.
Yes, you forget it's there.
Mr. Dross, have you ever seen a stick insect pretending to be the reeds?
The man stutters. The old man stutters.
The doctors will have to look at this. I hope your station has better medical personnel than 57. This is a little advanced for a nurse.
Before, when I evaluated his state, he seemed strangely animated.
He was energetic and articulate. After all these years alone, with little hygiene or medication, I would expect worse.
Perhaps this animation is induced by something in the phasmid?
It does not seem to be animated now it's left. Honestly, I'm ready to believe anything at this point. Maybe it is psychoactive. I mean, why not? It's 3 meters tall.
He takes off his glasses and cleans them. When he puts them back on, he's still staring at the sea. Could there be something hormonal in his relationship to the phasmid?
You mean pheromonal?
He seemed a little off for a man his age. Randy.
The scope, knowing of her bruises, his disposition toward Miss Orania. I see what you mean.
I talked to the phasmid. It said it's destroying him.
You should be more careful, detective. Are you sure it wasn't having an effect on you?
Maybe. Anyway, it's only trying to remain unseen. The degradation is a side effect.
A valid hunch. Long-term exposure to something like that could be neurodegenerative. Also, please be careful when approaching unknown species in the future, detective.
In the future, you say? He's been here a long time. Who knows how much of it is in its company? How much of that time was in its company? Yeah.
He did seem distressed when it finally came to arresting him, like he didn't want to leave this place, and the insect maybe. I have absolutely forgotten to take notes. I hope I remember all of this. This will be one hell of a report. Thank God we have the photo.
He shakes his head in disbelief.
No one would believe you without it.
We found some things in the phasmid's nest, Mr. Dross.
He stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir anything in him. Perhaps you should.
Tap the helmet on your head. Show him the...
Nothing. Just dull staring. Not even rage left, wherever he is.
If Kuno kicked it into the sea, as he said he did, the ebb would put it back here. This makes sense. Mr. Dross could have picked it up. Or the Phasmid even. If it did, this is incredible.
So, show him the Ornese passport.
No reaction. His breathing is slow, and he appears very old all of a sudden. Around 80.
Did you take this passport and other papers from a boy on the coast?
The spirits.
He blinks and continues to stare at the reeds.
He hears us. The spirit?
No reply. He's gone again.
Try something else? We got him back for a moment.
The detached scope.
I lost.
You lost it, Mr. Dross?
He turns his eyes to the reeds again, as he's done so many times. Beige and white stripes.
He lost the scope. Then it somehow made its way over there. With the help of a magpie Phasmid?
The lieutenant observes the lens sparkle in your hand.
This sight is a T9, Mr. Dross. Was it attached to the rifle when you made the shot?
Silence. Not even a sigh. You've gotten all you will out of this poor being.
I'm going to let you rest now, Mr. Dross.
The plastic cape flaps around his face in a gust of wind. His back is slouched and his mouth open. The strength has all gone out of him. Just frail old bones in a sack of tracksuit trousers and a windbreaker.
Hang tight.
We should think about getting back to the mainland. To get help. He'll be safe here. If we don't take too long.
Excuse me. The return. Use the boat to return to the mainland. So what's there even left for us to do? There's definitely content that we missed out on, but those tasks are gone now. So we're not going to worry about that. Like, we're not going to try to rebuild our communism, go on that vision quest. Like each new passing moment, I'm expecting that to be like the last thing I get to do in the game.
The skiff is swaying on the waves by the dock.
Let's return to the mainland.
Let's. We are done here.
He says, adjusting his glasses as he looks over the water.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you get in. The ride back is uneventful and quiet. But for the sound of conversation on the water, there is someone inland waiting for you. 2 men and a woman stand on the concrete square of a nameless village, looking at a small yellow boat as it draws closer. The sea is calm. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Hey, we're here because we're worried.
Look what the tide brought him.
Jean-Vic Mer says the man without sunglasses. Suddenly, his expression changes and tilts his head. The man without sunglasses, you say?
I want to call you a teapot, but I'm honestly kind of impressed. No idea where you got all that gear, but there's no doubt in my mind that some bad people are looking for it. Also, you look like a fucking idiot.
Well, thank you, Jean.
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've just seen. This is the man with sunglasses from the Whirling in Rags. But where are his sunglasses?
You're the man with sunglasses.
That's right. And you're some kind of murder machine.
Again, thank you. The armor? No one else seems bothered by it.
Oh, really? They don't seem bothered by it? That's because you're a cop in an exoskeleton.
Yeah, I'm a cop in an goddamn exoskeleton.
Actually, are you? Are you still a cop? There's so much disco going on, it's hard to tell.
Why do you sound angry?
Vic, calm down.
Forget about this. There's a giant...
We're not forgetting about anything. Look at you.
He points to you with both hands. Who are you people?
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstein. I believe we've met on several occasions.
Oh yeah, Mr. Wompty Dumpty Doom Man. Wompty Dumpty Dom Center with the kid.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean-Vic Comar, and this is your special task force. Or what's left of it.
Gesturing towards his companions.
Special Consultant Trent Heidelstein, Battle Officer Judith Minot.
Hi.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Ah, good. Glad you're here.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us.
The scene is making even him feel as though he has to justify your actions.
We might need your help with something later.
Yeah, it's suddenly regaining his confidence.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy.
Definitely not a naughty boy.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
Way to feed me to the wolves. Okay, you've got to have my back. Let's destroy them. Thank you. No. Thank you, Lieutenant.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
Lieutenant? She says warmly, flashing the lieutenant the tiniest of smiles.
Letting the lieutenant know he shouldn't feel embarrassed over the shitstorm that's about to befall you.
What's this about?
Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is where you come in?
Is this an intervention? Like I could say, is this about the thing? But there's a lot of blanks that could fill in.
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science.
He takes a step back.
My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably get going.
He makes air quotes.
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets. Shit kid. What an interesting moniker.
Who's the shit kid here?
You. Shit kid, that's you.
You sure that's not Kuno?
Despite all that you've done, the deserter, the phasmid, the case.
Better not piss him off by arguing. But I like pissing people off by arguing.
No, because of all that you've done.
How are my stats doing? I feel like I should just boost everything now. I've got so many points. How did you know I was here?
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went.
After all that Sylvie stuff, he betrays me. I saved his establishment and he still betrays me? Damn you, cafeteria manager. You betrayed me for the last time. After all that Sylvie stuff.
Shit, kid. He didn't betray you. He just told us the direction you went in. Who's Sylvie?
So, Sylvie's a girl I hooked Gart up with. I did that and saved his establishment.
Strange. He didn't mention that. In fact, the establishment didn't look saved at all. There was a giant aerograffito in front of the building. It was on fire.
Yeah, it was this one junior delinquent. Yeah, I lit it on fire. It was a poetic gesture.
I knew it. Didn't I tell you, Trant? I told you it was our shit, kid.
The line is from Lu Jiatun's Mirova 82, isn't it? About girl-child communism, the titular returning character to ghost the apparition of... Good choice, Harry.
He looks around and, noticing the impatience of his companion, stops himself. See? He gets it.
He is correct. It was the Seraïs poet, Lu Jiatun, who, in the 50s of the last century, composed them.
Don't encourage him, Trant.
Okay.
You aren't the man with sunglasses at all. You're not even blonde.
Guilty as charged. I heard you'd lost your mind and your memory. I wanted to see if it was true. And it was. Good work, Harry. You're insane now. There's one less person for me and everyone else to rely on.
He was too sarcastic for you to realize who he was.
Oh, man. Maybe if you hadn't been so sarcastic, I would have realized it was you.
I'm clinically depressed, Harry. Sorry if I wasn't in the mood to butter you up after you told us to fuck off.
Oh. Fair dinkum. I don't like being lied to.
I didn't lie to you. No one lies to you. You were so fucked up on booze you couldn't recognize your own partner.
You never told me you're not the horse-faced woman.
Lieutenant, my name is not Horse-Faced Woman. It's Judith Minot. I was assigned to your unit 2 months ago. I thought we were friends.
We're still friends. I just have a stupid head. Patrol Officer Minot. Glad to make the acquaintance. Let's put the past behind us.
Right, sir.
So Trent Hendelsman turns out to be Special Consultant Trent Hendelstan.
Yes, I'm Trant Heilstein. I never said I wasn't Trant Heilstein.
Wait, what's up with the kid then?
Mikhail? Mikhail's my son.
What's up with all that interesting history? Spying on me?
No, I was just interested in the Feld building and the Martinez beachhead. And Mikhail wanted to see Martinez. It was a coincidence.
So what are you special consulting here?
What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s. Like partial psychotraumatic amnesia, group personality theory.
What do you mean? What do you mean by group personality theory?
He's here to see if you're insane. He is smart. Let's move on.
Duped again. No one's who they say they are.
Duped? Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Don't be a morbid drunk and you won't be duped so easily.
Gardener, scab leader, this. Tell me at least you're who you say you are, Lieutenant.
Yes, I'm still Kim Kisolagi, still a lieutenant from Precinct 57.
Still has my back.
Still caught up in this crossfire, too.
You mentioned a task force? Am I the leader of this task force?
Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells?
Oh, the MCU. Refresh my memory. Who else is on this list?
Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me, Jude, Trant fucking Heidelstown, and Guillaume Baby.
Damn bit. Where is Guillaume?
I'm technically just a civilian advisor.
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show.
Yeah, first, who's Guillaume?
Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Bevy is a police reporter who joined our team. He was really good. Then he left because he lost faith in your ability to lead the unit. Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here. And Trant because I'm forcing him to stay.
Is this Guillaume Bevy blonde and partial to sunglasses?
Is Guillaume Bevy blonde with sunglasses, like you were?
See? There. He's getting it. I was impersonating him. Look at me, I'm G. Bevy. It was going to be funny, but then you really did have brain damage, so not so much anymore.
He sincerely thought it was going to be amusing for both of you.
Okay, so what does the unit do?
Do? It's a major crimes unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We are shit tier now, Harry. Because of you.
The 41st isn't...
He trails off, not wishing to finish the sentence. Where have you been all this time? There's a mercenary tribunal.
God damn it, Harry.
He shifts his weight, crosses his arms, and looks you in the eye.
You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All will burn. Detect or die.
Wait, so you let me face a squad of trained killers alone just to teach me a lesson?
It wasn't like that.
Fuck you, Harry. We didn't know there was gonna be a tribunal, did we?
All will burn, Salad Officer Vicmar. Make no mistake about it. Why didn't you detect or die then? Why did... I said all those things? I'm not like that anymore.
Sure. You're not a superstar law official. Talk on the town is your Guillaume Le Million reincarnate. I know this shit. Nothing has changed.
None of this is ringing any bells. Move on.
The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant, this is where you come in. How bad is it?
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia, episodic and semantic.
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, Isola, Pell, and so on.
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
He makes air quotes again around the word snitch.
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
Wait, socioeconomically? You think I'm so poor I lost my memory?
Not when you phrase it like that. But I don't think critical theory... I know everyone thinks this is far-fetched pink academia, but still, I don't think it should be off the table here.
What? He lost his memory because of capitalism?
No, not like that. I'm not talking for Hedefort's cool here. But Harry, I asked you, what do you think happened?
Capitalism fucked me beyond all recognition. Trant is right. I drank so much I lost my memory and am now slowly recovering it. I made it all up. It was a fantasy, a stupid joke. I know who I am. I might have something to do with an anomaly in the church, a 2mm hole in the world. I'm a highly experimental detective. This was a method I used to solve the case. Something so sad happened to me that I couldn't be me anymore. It was a defense mechanism. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, this is the truth. And the other ones are all just like, hey, let's do the funny thing. Something so sad happened to me that I couldn't be me anymore.
Psychotraumatic amnesia, Trant? I can go for that. Shit kid is a broken man. Always has been. Who isn't? I know I am. But you know what? I keep my shit together. Also, I know a person can't wipe their own mind, however traumatic it gets. That doesn't happen. You're lying, or insane, or both.
But Detective Vigmer, he has blanked out before.
I have?
Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks case, the other when we looked into that mural.
So you don't remember not remembering. Beautiful.
Sure.
The two cases in your ledger, the unsolvable case and the Next World mural, those were recent. Those cases were hard on you.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here.
He gestures towards the scenery.
Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it. Total input. Hardwired to the free market. He just needed for it to end.
He nods confidently.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit? Is he a cretin now? I want to know that.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
Line detective is good enough for now.
For now? I misphrased my question. It should have been, is he able to put his clothes on and use the body? Or do we need to get him on a disability pension?
What now?
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here.
Really? I'm half expecting that to be sarcasm as well, so, we're gonna call his bluff. We're just gonna stand here.
Yeah. Just stand there. It's cool.
Really?
No. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry?
Oh, over in the ocean?
Yes, in the ocean, under the sea. Our work vehicle, with fishing clams and other sea shit.
The time had come. Tequila sunset.
Ha ha ha. Ho ho ho. Tequila sunset. Not sunrise because you're almost dead. So funny, Harry. Thank you for fucking me. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of my payslip. You know that, right? You're gonna get fired. And I'm gonna pay till I die. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
I got my badge right here.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips out of your hand.
I'm proficient in catching small objects. Nice. Let's even boost that. Oh, ba-da-bum.
Not today, badge.
Item gained. Item lost, item gained. Behold, my badge.
And your gun.
He asked, unimpressed by the piece of plastic in your hand.
As if having your badge and gun are natural states, not achievements. What is it with all these material objects?
Gun. My gun is right here, shown the Villiers 9mm. I upgraded my gun to a rifle? Gun? Badge? Gun? All these are things. Things don't matter. People do. My gun's right here.
He has it. And he didn't drop it. You're drunk like a bum, Harry. Put that thing away before you kill someone.
I'm not drunk. I haven't started drinking again.
So you forgot to drink? I don't buy it. Why do you smell like a corpse then?
Because I was investigating a corpse.
He's wounded. It's been a long week, and he's handled an actual corpse.
No idea what you're smelling. I washed the death off of me.
The man doesn't reply, but his expression speaks for him. You should have done a better job, is what it's saying.
It might be because of this pheromone.
Detective, please. Don't start talking about your pheromone again. This is serious. If you don't...
She can't finish the sentence.
Then you'll be fired. This is a hearing. Toughen up.
Yeah, I've handled an actual corpse.
I don't believe you. You're drunk. You let a suspect escape, a certain Classier, because you were too drunk to assess a flight risk.
We've read the report, Sari. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
Yes, I let her go as an act of mercy. It's just that's just a small detail in a huge case you know nothing about. That doesn't matter. None of it does. We're looking at the oxygen holocaust times a quadrillion. I've come to know the final fate of man in the universe. It's feeling like 3 or 4. And it's probably 4. I let her go because I couldn't lay down law when I really should have.
Oh, well, if you let her go, I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect who escaped. Another act of mercy.
Oh, Ruby?
Or the fact that you're Everclear's little peony now, doing I don't know what for him. That's small-time stuff. That's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote. Compared to the 7 people who were gunned down, the streets are literally red with blood, Harry. It was fucking mass murder.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired and vetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals.
Here comes the cavalry.
There comes Kim.
He did so at considerable risk to his person. Remember, he was shot. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been.
I also solved the case. It's solved, all of it. I'm just sorry. Yeah, what he said.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
He thinks of apologizing, but decides against it.
You've spent the week with him on this case. What is your take?
On the case?
I don't think they mean that. Come on, look at all my good boy points. And honor points. Oh, my leisure got updated. We're up to 4 bodies now.
Bon lieutenant Geoffrey Dubois.
Well, the drinking, the gun losing, also losing the badge. That's so true. Although he has not been drinking on the job this week.
See?
1 week.
Then there's the superstardom. He likes to, from time to time, allude to being a superstar law official. At first I thought it was a joke, but now I'm not so sure. He says disco about 20 times a day.
This is just an assessment of what we've done this past week. Well,
it's worrying, especially considering his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a Mazovian socio-economist. He wants to liquidate the ruling class, which, again, for a police officer, is a little odd.
It's almost like those world's views don't align.
You should yell something.
I'm a policeman of the state to come!
The RCM consists of policemen of the state that is, so a little discrepancy there.
Yeah.
Other still, he is also a full-blown fascist, an ultra-nationalist, woman-hater, and more than a little racist. How he reconciles these 2 points of view, but he is vocal about both.
Excuse me? I say one or two fascist things and now I'm an ultra-nationalist.
And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, and the drugs, of course. Some kind of anti-radiation drug he uses to induce visions. But despite all this, he is a great detective. One of the best I have seen, in fact. He can talk human beings into telling him everything. And he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. He is tireless, madly driven.
That is true of me. I am just... I gotta see it through.
One time when he stopped to sing karaoke, which by the way was a valiant effort. He really sang his heart out.
This is all counting towards me.
Yeah, it was what it was.
Other than that one time,
this is all good boy points.
He worked on the case, and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator, locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a revolutionary brigade who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also discovered a new species.
By the way.
A new species?
A colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with the Insulindian phasmid.
He takes out the photo of the phasmid and shows it to the officers across the yard. The wind blows, flapping the glossy rectangle in his hand.
It all matters.
You hear gasps beneath the howling of the wind.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Boom shakalaka, motherfucker. But so as you can see, I'm a pretty okay detective, and also an absolute giant communist.
Fucking hell. Is this somehow connected to the case?
Still staring at the phasmid.
Detective?
Yes, I believe the pheromone emits may be responsible for... Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, but also...
Yeah, pheromone emits responsible mental degradation. Yeah,
The old man was not aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
So it is connected.
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary. I don't even have words for it.
Yes, it really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
His tired eyes follow the photo as the lieutenant puts it away.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something that's made him forget his sadness. Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
Alright. So now we defend all of our actions. So, and we had 9 of them. I also started a nightclub in the church.
What was that? It sounded like you set up a nightclub in the church.
Yeah, I reinvigorated the local nightclub. Nightlife. Yeah, I did some kids a solid, turned their lives around.
Four kids were living in a tent on the ice. They were going to drown when it melted. It's not optimal, but the building was abandoned, so he put them in there. It's okay.
It's not that okay. Get off this subject now.
What was that?
Two
That's
mil-
great. Anthroponaut is a great new career for you. After police officer. I don't care. Go live in the Pale.
4 kids were living in a tent on the...
It's not that okay. Get off this subject now.
Also, the phasmid was female. The reeds are its nest.
Female? What makes you think so?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female. And the nesting behavior too, I think.
Also, it spoke to me in a female voice.
Incredible. Were there eggs in the nest?
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
It had gathered items?
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called bowers. They are for attracting mates.
I still think it was female.
Of course, as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't see it. It must be robust if it can move a whole helmet with its limbs.
It could maybe roll it, like a dung beetle.
I think it reproduces by parthenogenesis.
As in cloning itself? What makes you think so?
Observation.
Well, then it wouldn't matter if it's a male or female. The bower would just be rudimentary behavior from before the parthenogenetic mutation.
That makes sense, yes.
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out the whole species. We're probably looking at conservation efforts here.
It had mandibles that looked like hair, and it was completely white on the inside.
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looked like reed tufts on its limbs.
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional. Carp discovers new species. Maybe even discovers the Insulindian phasmid. No, that's too much.
This would really help with some of the problems we've been having.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Absolutely, this is great. This does not say vigilante murderers to me at all. This says science, news, human interest. You know, it's a really good thing you have that photo.
Without it,
You're doing good here. Perhaps only for a moment, but still. Quit while you're ahead? Or no?
So what do you say? Want to take this hot shit back? The killer, Liljanovic Dross. We have a strong motive for him.
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym.
Matronym?
The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother's name instead. This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was overturned after the revolution failed, but not before it made it to Revachol.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory. You said you have a motive?
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
He wasn't quite sure about the straggler before he heard this detail. It must have convinced him.
He killed the mercenary in an act of jealousy. He killed the mercenary hoping to start a war between the company and the Union. Act of rage induced by the phasmid. He's just full of hatred, but it was looking like active jealousy the most. Like active rage and hatred, but not... It wasn't just the phasmid.
Jealousy? I thought this Lilianovich was an old man. To have been hiding for 50 years. Like 70-something.
A strange psychosexual fixation, aggravated possibly by proximity to the phasmid and its chemicals. He himself gave a political reason, said he had killed an enemy combatant. Also, we have ballistics from the gun, matching the bullet found in the dead mercenary's head, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
Oh, it's way more than that. Way more.
It's more than that. It's a perfect folding mechanism. I'll win her back with this. It's my masterpiece. They'll teach this in cop school. I'm still not completely satisfied with it. It could be a little neater. It's my masterpiece.
Masterpiece? Get over yourself, Harry. I can still smell the booze on the wind.
God damn it. Doesn't it ever leave? It is there. Like in your bones or something. It will pass. In time.
The previous head of the Débardeurs Union was assassinated by our killer.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open. In Martinez, where Evrard and Edgar Clare have ears everywhere.
The lieutenant lowers his voice just a little.
And eyes, too. Your return from the island must not have gone unnoticed.
Understood, of course.
But a case against Everard would be big.
I would prefer not to partake in anything union-related, for political neutrality.
This has to be good stuff for him to backpedal out of it at first mention.
Nice. And I also fixed the strike situation.
How? It seems to be ongoing. I see red banners on the gates.
He didn't quite solve it. He cross-pollinated information between the company rep and Evrard, until the rep came to see that the Union desires war. At which point Mrs. Messier decided to...
Oh yeah, where is Joyce?
What? Hand clear the terminal.
I just told some people some things, no big deal. Things are calmer now.
Sounds like you got played, Harry. Because you were off your tits on Al Ghul.
Hey, how do you know about Al Ghul?
It doesn't matter how we know about Al Ghul. What matters is, you're Everard Clare's peony now. Just as I said. He's a mob boss, did you know?
Yeah, I kinda did.
Is that why you want us to investigate the assassination of the previous Union head thing? To get off Everard's hook?
No, it's nothing like that. He was reckless with information, but ethical. We don't owe anyone anything. This allowed us to stabilize things in Martinez.
God, calm down, Jean.
Silence. Good. The man doesn't know what to say.
There was a dead man on the boardwalk. A missing person I found.
Yes. Fallen through a gap in a boardwalk. Drunk.
How'd you know I found him?
The body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue. I had Tilbrook and Mullins take care of funeral arrangements and family stuff.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This all comes back to us.
Still, good work with the missing person, Detective.
It's still a point for you. No denying it.
Yeah. I also looked into the mystery of the Doom commercial area.
I don't know what a Doom commercial area is.
Read the saying she's Lynn? A commercial building where all the businesses go bankrupt. I looked into it.
Why? That's not what you were supposed to do here.
There was a fridge we needed and a possible witness. He was just chasing a lead and ended up advising a local shopkeeper. It was okay.
You sounded like me just then.
Of course. Call it community outreach, right?
Dodged the bullet there. For a moment it seemed like you were just wasting time.
I confiscated drugs from Kuno's dad.
Who's Kuno?
Oh, you're gonna love Kuno.
You don't want to know.
You're right, Lieutenant. I don't. You snorted the drugs, I know you did. It's alright. I mean, at this point, anything is but the drink.
Funny how the alcohol is the only thing I didn't do in this playthrough. So what do you say? Want to take this hot shit back?
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder. So I have to. Jude?
Anything that ends the trial is okay with me.
A quick nod.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
Oh man. Lena really saved our bacon.
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
Now you will finally get to know who you are.
Wait, I have a few questions for you about who I am.
The man looks westward, impatiently, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Who am I?
Who are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry.
What?
Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but
But before.
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
I look like a gym teacher, don't I? It does explain Iraq a lot.
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair.
The collection of fun sportswear I've amassed.
The fact that you don't seem to know what homosexuality is, and your moves on the church floor, which honestly were just jump aerobics.
Gym teachers don't know what gay people are.
The raw, robust stamina output. And this guy, too.
In savoir-faire?
God, even this javelin throwing freak here.
Oh god, contact Mike.
Of course. Contact Mike.
he's been on about Mike again. I hate that guy.
Contact Mike. When was this? When was I a gym teacher?
In your 20s or late 20s. You've really let yourself go since then.
You said in Quran?
Yes, you taught gym in Cool. I believe that's the term. Taught gym at a high school. You were a high school gym teacher.
The smell of sweat and glue. The worn floorboards. Kuro is just east of Jamro. It was a short walk every morning to the baseball field or the sports building.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Acel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you are so juvie.
What do you mean the whole thing on the ice?
His smirk suggests barely contained laughter.
This is why I relate to children. Why did I join the RCM?
The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you are. All that.
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym. She, leaving for the academy with her spring coat on. The air filled with the smell of smoke and raspberries, and incredible hope. An ocean full of hope.
I see now.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's an honest-to-God gym teacher.
I am a god gym teacher. Why am I like this?
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also, you were drunk.
Some chick? Who?
Dora something. Dora Ingerlund. Yeah, you mentioned the name.
Sounds like a real name. Sure.
Not Dora Dubois.
Something like that. Half Vazan.
Vasa is where beautifully and impossibly blonde people come from.
So we weren't even married.
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol.
When was this?
God, I don't know. 6 years ago? She was way before my time.
Before your
6
time?
years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong with you?
Six years?
Yeah. Or 7. You're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and Dora Ingelund really tore you a new one. A big one.
Who was she? Well, we're 6 years into our 20 years.
Incredibly bangable.
Huh?
She was extremely fuckable, Harry. Gorgeous. A
Huh?
gorgeous bourgeois woman. Wayfish. Like a Welkin, basically.
Snow Welkin. Blonde Welkin. Heartbreak Welkin.
You know, that if this game came out this year, it would be extremely something else.
I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was.
Extremely
What
something
level
and
could there really
something.
from?
Look, the sun is going down. It's time to go on.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. Hard to say which came first, the middle-class chick or the drink. Egg and the chicken kind of thing. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist? A forensic psychiatrist? Go talk to that.
In other words, he's heard enough about this.
Okay. Am I a dirty cop working for Le Pute Madre?
No.
No, but the suspects seem to think...
You're too unstable to work for a mob boss. You're suicidal, Harry. No mob boss would take you.
Okay, that's good.
I assure you.
We're not
I
corrupt.
wouldn't consult for a corrupt unit.
He would immediately backpedal out of it.
And none of you are corrupt either. Understood.
I told you it's not that bad.
Precinct 41, what kind of station is it?
Us? We're the bloody murder station, haven't you heard? We're the bad guys. No one likes us.
Because we murder a whole bunch? I only have 4 bodies in my kill count.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You are just understaffed. And everyone respects the 41st. You have Captain Price.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and the district is too big. Which is why we need to...
Which is why we need every man we can get. Come on. Do I need to flash the expression?
Get back to it. We left Torson and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good. Mac the Torso Torson and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing. Believe me. Things are shaky as it is.
They are damn iconic though, Torson and McLean.
An iconic duo.
Yeah, not like us. 2 clinically depressed old men. Where's the contrast here? We are garbage.
And the Sea Wing is...
God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers. You and I reconceptualized it as a task force. It was a mistake.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me. Other losers too.
He's anything but a loser, although he would like to be seen as one. It's cooler that way.
It's cool to be a loser. And Price is...
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the founders of the RCM.
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force. You're lucky.
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys, Police Captain Ptolemy Price sits behind a heavy wooden desk. Resident medic Nix Gottlieb pours him coffee. It's silent in the captain's office. They speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets. They speak of the events of April and the blood on the streets in May.
Did we recently shoot up a church by any chance?
So he remembers that. Yes, there may have been a raid on some churches. It wasn't good press.
Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town, to be clear.
What happened? Why did we need to go there?
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it. I'm not talking about this anymore. Your security clearance is shit tier right now. You have to wait for it to go up.
He means it. The RCM and its enemies will not be discussed on this coast.
So I work in the Bloody Murder Station.
Okay, it's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk lamps and a coffee corner. A lot of good people work there. Hard, every day.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershoal. Faubourg, technically, but it's divided into 11 districts. Jamrock only has us.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered to be the greatest of the districts. You're lucky to have it.
Thank you again, Lieutenant.
The Phasma, I need to tell Lena about this ASAP.
Who is Lena?
She lives at 1113 Tabernacle Road in Jamrock. Remember?
She lives on Tabernacle Road?
Tabernacle? It's on the way over. Near where you live on Perdition.
Fine, if we're gonna drop you off anyway.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's their discovery, in part. They should know as soon as possible. It would do you good to deliver some positive news for a change.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
She is going to be over the moon.
Yeah.
Watch out, or she'll faint.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi, what will you do now?
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all this. Then I will have a serious talk with my captain.
About what?
Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol.
He pulls up his collar and looks around. The cold spring air light reflected in the lenses of his glasses.
I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate.
Want to do that at our station?
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of two captains with my doom-mongering.
No, I mean investigate. Come work in 41.
Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
Would fit in. And crazy enough. Can take the stress. He doesn't know how to finish
come on,
the
Kim.
sentence. This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one.
Get in
He's
here.
at a loss.
Fuck it, come on in.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor.
The lieutenant turns very serious all of a sudden.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountains, even.
I do like the sound of that.
Achievement unlocked. Recruit Detective Kim Kitsuragi. Nice.
He's really considering it.
Woo! I'm ready. End. Not conclude. End.
Good.
She looks at you then, Vikmar.
Fuck it, let's go.
Fuck it,
Trump
let's
drives
go.
Motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock.
A quick hop over.
Under the evening sky, the great district turns on its lights. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls inside. Fire traps as far as the eye can see, from Main Street to Precinct 41 atop the motorway, to Boogie Street forking into the dark horizon. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. It's time.
Square bullets, huh? Wasn't that one of our unsolved cases?
Dawson? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmere? Yes. Dubois? Of course. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Ptolemy Price gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through. When he does, he'll side with the people. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minnow? Of course.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
And we have a different colored button now. And okay, this is feeling like end, unless Joyce pops up somewhere. I'm still expecting like Edgar Claire to show up because we've seen Everard, and we know how to tell him apart from his twin because only one of them has a lazy eye. But who knows? Maybe there's like a sequel thing. Oh, look at that. Nice pat on the shoulder. That feels good. Everybody pile in. Yeah, look at us. Joan was just giving us a little tough love, don't you think? Let's ignore how we phased through the door of the mower carriage. I'm sure that's nothing. Disco Elysium. Hey. And that's game until it tells me otherwise. Hey. Now we get to sit here and watch credits for a bit. We did it! We did it in 3 hours. So what this tells me is I was definitely not going to be able to push it last week. Or the other week. And if I hadn't pushed onto that other conversation, we would have been here for 5 hours. This week. Oh man. What a good game. You make a lot of dialogue choices. You get rewarded and punished for making a lot of choices. Yeah. It probably worked out for this kind of sort of completionist run. This fairly completionist run where I'm getting a whole bunch of skill points. That I went both the intellect and suggestion route. If I did this again, I probably would go like the other way on it, where I'm have like motorics at the top and then physical stats. End up a lot more fascist. Are there other achievements I could have been unlocking in this time? You've played for 67 hours. I'm trying to think if there's anything I want to cover here. Anything I want to say at the end of this. Yeah, I want to look at comment. I should be looking at some of these voice credits going by. Like Jean-Noel Hansu there. I missed the start of it, so I'll have to watch the VOD. Gaston Martin. The voice acting in this was all really good. And, you know, like accented and interesting. There we go. Mikey W. Goodman. There, Laval Brown. And he was all the thoughts. DePaul, Titus Hardy, Mac McGuire. Scab, Fat Angus. On our Twitch channel so far, and until Megan finishes 3 Houses. Because she started before me. And I haven't been paying attention to the parts going up on YouTube. But I know we're at like, what, this is part 15, I think? For Disco Elysium. That's quite a lot. So yeah. No, I alluded to it a bit beforehand, but so next game, I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but it's going to be something on the PS4. And right now I'm thinking, God, I can't imagine this game that fast. Like, no, like it always had a little bit of voice acting, but like all of the thoughts and all the thoughts on like narration, there wasn't a whole bunch of that. Like, I think it kind of would have been like you would get on Fire Emblem Awakening, for example, where it's like you get the first voice line, or like a generic related voice line, and then gets most of the other stuff. It's like Kaja would have been voiced, Titus would have been voiced, Everett and Joyce would have had voices. But most of the thoughts are coming, most of the voice acting is coming from you. And yeah, this game has been on sale multiple times since we started this game. Usually for about 45% off, so you know. If you got like $30 kicking around, you can wait for the next one going. Where's my background? Disco Waldo translators? Team Waldo. Was I supposed to be looking for Waldo during this game? Or I'm seeing a lot of Chinese names, so maybe that's a different language. Voice actor of the Korean channel, I'm assuming a lot of this stuff went in after the fact with like patches and stuff. Like I'm seeing a update on the store page now for the Polish language, which is coming on in December. Right, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, no, multiple languages. There's something like 1 million voice lines in this. Or maybe not voice lines, but 1 million words, right? It's a long game. And dialogue heavy. Part of me wants to go back to the chatting screen, and part of me is just like, no, we should let the credits play out. We may be here for a while. Well, we're into special thanks. Right. The plans for next time. Gonna be a PS4 game. We may or may not have a guest next week. So that's exciting. But my plan right now is no more 5-hour streams. We're gonna stay off this path. We're probably going to stay off a multi-stream game for a little while. So, like, I see Neo: The World Ends With You on my playlist. Probably not going to jump into a JRPG. I think we're good. I think we'll let some other people go down those routes. You know, we got Somnium Files going, we got Fire Emblem going. Other people can do JRPGs for a little bit. I'm thinking I let my brain go easy on it. Suda 51? Our Discord community unity. RTC. Mankind, be vigilant. We loved you. Yeah, he was in that last group of people. I think as a special thanks with the Discord community and all that. Hey. Yeah, the past tense there is doing a lot. Oh, man. Yeah, we're really not reckoning with how the world is just ending. That's still just a thing that's happening out there. The Pale's gonna eat us one day. What are we gonna do about that? What are we gonna do about this, this union uprising? I am glad to hang out during the finale. I would have just talked to myself, even if no one was going here. Like I have done some weeks, but it's nice to hang out and chat for a little bit. Helps when I don't go too late. So yeah. So that's my plan for later on. We've got... We've called the schedule recently, yeah. Nights and bikes. Roots is planning something. I think Megan's off this week again. Yeah. Who's alive right now? Chris George, Jared? Yeah, let's go say hi to Buffalo. Jared Green. Let's go that way. And say hi. Thank you everyone for hanging out. We'll see you next time for something lighter than the end of the world and a murder mystery. Night everyone.